the heart of a vanishing rainforest lives a snake with a deadly sixth sense. The Bushmaster targets animals by their body heat, in daylight or in darkness.
This is the hole that a Bushmaster was seen. Shed skin was found there. But it goes down and then curves up again. So it's actually very difficult to see more than about a foot or so. I feel that it could go 10 foot or more. So unless he's sitting in the entrance, I haven't much chance of actually finding him like that.
The Atlantic coastal Bushmaster is heading for extinction. It lives in the narrow stretch of rainforest that once covered Brazil's east coast. But 95% of its habitat has been destroyed by man. In 10 years, only a few Bushmasters have been seen. But reptile hunter and scientist Mark O'Shea has come to capture one and extract its venom.
This is what we've come for. The Atlantic coastal Bushmaster. This is a captive one. The rarest of the Bushmasters, which are found from Central America through Amazonia and into the Atlantic coastal forest. It goes by many names. In Brazil, it's called surucucu or pico de jaca. In Venezuela, it's called matabui, which means ox killer. This snake has large venom glands, yet it doesn't feature highly in snake bite statistics.
It doesn't feature highly because some of the victims are never found. They die in the forest before they can reach help. The Bushmaster is a pit viper, sensing its prey's body heat after dark, with the heat-sensitive pits just below its eyes. Its prey don't stand a chance.
It just does not miss, and it strikes very fast from a coiled position.
Death from a bite can be agonizing, with victims bleeding from every orifice.
If you're bitten in the hand, the tissue will become destroyed and you could potentially lose fingers, maybe even a hand, because of the necrosis which would set in, dissolving tissue, digesting tissue.
Bushmasters have the longest fangs of any viper in the world. Fangs which can deliver enough venom to kill 15 grown men. This captive snake's in the expert hands of Dr. Anibal Malgarejo, Brazil's leading anti-venom producer. He's joining the hunt for the chance to study venom from a wild Bushmaster.
Mosquito milk. Oh, the girls will love you with this. It's very good. Smells nice, actually. Not many things from mosquitoes actually smell nice.
The search begins on a cocoa plantation, an area infested with rats. The perfect prey for a hungry Bushmaster.
It's Argola's plan today.
They meet up with Antonio Argolo, a local snake expert. If there is a Bushmaster here, it could be lying low, digesting its prey. The only way to find out is the hands-on approach. Bushmaster venom may be lethal to its prey, but it helps keep the snake itself alive by speeding up its digestive system.
See, this snake eats big rats. And when it's eaten a big rat, it is vulnerable because it's got a large food bolus in its stomach. And it could be sleeping that off and be attacked, be unable to defend itself, and be killed. So it wants to limit the amount of time that it's got a heavy meal in its stomach. And the venom is designed to start digestion outwards at the same time that stomach juices are digesting inwards. So if you take this snake and you take a boa constrictor, which is non-venomous, of the same size, and you feed them both the same size rats, this snake will be active again far sooner than a boa constrictor, which only has its stomach juices to rely upon and is therefore vulnerable for longer.
15 minutos, 15
Really?
minutes.
Hannibal has seen what the Bushmaster's venom can do to a bite victim. At this early stage in the hunt, he's understandably concerned about Mark's safety.
There are simply loads of small species of snakes in this sort of leaf litter. This is a brown vine snake. It's found all through tropical South America. It occurs all the way up Central America, Mexico, and actually into the United States. But he's aggressive. Yes, I know what you think. Look at that threat. It's a mildly venomous snake. It does have fangs and venom, but it's not dangerous. Look at that for a look at that. And he's beautifully camouflaged. Looks just like a liana, like a vine. So he's inflating his neck to make himself bigger. The sudden flash of black should be a deterrent. It frightens them. Don't work with me, old son. I know exactly what you are and your capacity.
Mark's confidence comes from years of experience. But Hannibal and Argolo have never seen snakes handled quite like this, and Mark's making them a little bit uncomfortable. Mark is an acknowledged scientific expert. He records all his finds in detail and has led expeditions on every continent. But he can also seem a bit flamboyant, and so far it's not going down very well with the Brazilians. The search goes on. Blacktop or tarmac roads stay warm after dark. They make great places for snake hunting. Snakes are cold-blooded, and the warmth gives them energy to hunt. Mark has often had success on roads like this, and even a few surprises.
It's a wolf spider, and she's carrying her entire offspring, like fur, on her abdomen. And they'll be on there for a while until they're independent. But it's quite common, you'll see, a lot of female spiders carry their young around on their back. You could see her from a few yards away because their eyes glow in the torchlight. This is a Pseudoboa nigra. It's one of the black snakes of South America. It's got a close relative. There's only one other Pseudoboa, and that's Pseudoboa nuadai. And I've collected that in Venezuela and in Brazil in the north, but I've never found this species before. And it was on the Blacktop Road over there, which is one of my favourite snake catching habitats.
También son en menor cantidad y por tanto eso aumenta probabilidades.
Halfway through the expedition, there's no sign of a Bushmaster. On the surface, things are fine, but frustration and professional rivalry are creeping in. Mark's come here with a film crew, and the local scientists may not be enjoying their supporting roles. And they don't like his t-shirt either.
I don't always wear t-shirts. Whilst often in the bush, I prefer to wear a safari, proper safari shirts. Pockets are handy things to have. So, red bandana, it's the only colour you'll find on me. I tend to wear sombre browns and greens. But I suppose this might be considered well, it's a snake, isn't it?
Okay, un momento. Should be something under somewhere. I'm going to take this one now. Aquí. Find all sorts of things in situations like this. Small lizards, frogs, snakes, scorpions, eggs, worms. How fascinating.
As the rainforest wakes up, there's a crisis at base camp. Mark and the Brazilian team have been locked behind closed doors for hours. Anibal and Argolo are insisting on the privilege of catching the Bushmaster, if the team ever finds one. The species is so rare that this capture would mean a lot to Mark. But he may have to give way if the trip is to continue.
If I find one and I shout you, you better come quick, otherwise I'll catch it.
They reach a compromise. Anibal and Argolo will share the honours. The trip can go on. The big animals that once dominated Brazil's coastal rainforest are being wiped out. They're disappearing along with their habitat. Only 5% of the original forest survives. O'Shea and the team move 1,000 miles north to an area where big snakes have been seen. But only 15 Bushmasters have been captured here in 10 years. And there's an even bigger problem for the snake hunters: a 5-year drought. Cactus grows here instead of sugarcane. Terrible conditions for Bushmasters.
That's, okay.
Take it out.
Mark heads for a rapidly drying riverbed where an unidentified snake has been spotted.
Right, well, if it's there, it's not visible. So we are going to have to move this tree. Preferably the tree and not my arm. Can't see anything resembling a snake. She's under here now. I saw her and she may be curled up, she may be making a break for it. Yeah, I can see her. She's moving away. Olha Grande. She's right underneath.
It isn't a Bushmaster. They think it's a different but still dangerous pit viper.
Yeah, he's right, it is. Yes, she is. She's a beautiful, angry and newly shed jararaca.
But they've been tricked. It isn't a true jararaca. It mimics the deadly species to frighten off predators.
That's good. I'm really pleased with that. I'm so pleased it's a jararaca. Rear fang. Oh, rear fang. It's rear fang. It's a jararaca falsa. Oh, brilliant. The eye is round, not vertical. They still have a bit of a bite on them, but they give it away when they open their mouth, because this was a jararaca, we would have a pair of neat fangs suddenly appear here. And we haven't. What we've got instead is a little fang here, and one on the other side. This is a rear fang snake. And also, if you look at the eye, it's got a round pupil instead of a vertical one like a cat, which a jararaca would have. She actually will actively forage. She'll see movement in the water, say a frog, something like that. It'll have to be movement that'll trigger her interest initially. And as she approaches, she'll use her forked tongue, which comes out from the very front of the mouth, and she'll taste and smell with that until she gets close enough to make... There it is. Perfect. Do you see that? Good girl. And then she'll strike and she'll chew rapidly on the prey to bring the rear fangs, the enlarged rear teeth, into play. And it's not so much venom as a toxic saliva, and it will subdue her amphibian prey. She'd get several bites into you like that, And it would hurt. This is a baby jararaca, and even at this size, it's a dangerous little fellow. I ain't got the best grip on him yet. Now I've got him. Ooh, so I don't want to really drop him on my lap. He's keen to bite, isn't he? See the fangs. Give you a nasty time, even at this size. I doubt you'd die unless you've got a weak heart. We wouldn't be very well for some time. I think you'd need a trip to the hospital.
Creio em Deus Pai Todo-Poderoso, Criador do céu e da terra. Eu creio em Jesus Cristo, seu único Filho, Deus é nosso Senhor, nasceu da Virgem Maria, padeceu sob Pôncio Pilatos, foi crucificado, morto, foi sepultado, desceu a mansão dos mortos, subiu ao céu, está sentado à direita de Deus Pai Todo-Poderoso, onde vai julgar os vivos e os mortos. Os homens já tinham passado com os cachorros, naturalmente bateu na cobra e ela ficou.
Ranch owner Frederico Filio was bitten by a much more deadly snake, the Bushmaster.
My leg kept getting more and more swollen with each passing day. It got to the point where the doctor was very worried because he could not see any improvement in the effect of the medication. He examined my leg and he was worried that gangrene would set in and that he might have to amputate the leg. I was so uncomfortable that I couldn't even touch my leg. I couldn't even put a finger on the leg. I would cry out with pain, the loudest screams in the world.
Frederico recovered, but he can't walk easily, and now believes that only prayer can protect his land from the Bushmaster. It seems to be working. There are no snakes here for Mark. The team have had another fruitless day. It's hot, 100 degrees in the shade. There's no sign of rain, no sign of a Bushmaster, and the expedition is scheduled to end tomorrow.
When I chose the Atlantic coastal Bushmaster, I picked the Bushmaster that was on the verge of extinction. 95% of this rainforest is gone, and it is a deep forest snake. It can't survive in the habitat that replaces the rainforest. And so the challenge was to come and look for this rare snake. So I won't be disappointed if I don't find one, but I'll be very excited if I do. It's been very dry. It hasn't rained, according to the locals, for 6 months. That's very bad for Bushmasters. They don't like the rain, but they like to come out after the rain. They like it damp and humid and dark and rainforesty.
As 0 hour approaches for Mark, the rains finally come. Rains to flood the deep burrows of the Bushmasters, raise the humidity, and entice out their prey. Mark knows that this is the team's last chance to capture this elusive snake. As the rains stop, they prepare to search the deep forest by lamplight. There's danger in the dark, and the snake has the advantage over the warm-blooded humans. The pit viper will see them first. At 1 in the morning, in the last hours of an exhausting hunt, Mark and the team get lucky.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I see him.
Yeah, beautiful.
Hey, excellent. Superb.
This one.
gorgeous. I want one.
I thought I was going to find something. I didn't know I was going to find a snake.
Just coiled up. Was there, wasn't it?
And suddenly it was there on my foot.
There it was. That's where it was, wasn't it?
Right
Right there with the torchlight.
Yeah.
Just coiled on the. I mean, I came over, and I couldn't believe it.
The log. I was looking inside the log, and it suddenly was on my foot.
He said to me, "Is that a Bushmaster?" I said, "Yes, it is." Does it want me if he takes it with the noose? Fernando.
Yeah.
When he nooses it,
Quando você pegar ela,
does he want me to pin it behind the head
você quer que ele segure pela cabeça?
or tail it?
Yeah, but just not pressing.
No, gently.
The venom extracted from this snake may help in the development of a new anti-venom.
No. Yes. Yes. Quick. Got it.
Beautiful.
Hey, excellent. Superb. It was a very lucky find when we were just thinking we weren't going to get one. Have you got the bag, Anima? Very good. This technique is supposed to leave the snake's head on one side and inside, and my hand outside, which is a very desirable set of circumstances. Whoops. He just tried to bite me. There's the venom, look. He just stabbed through the sack. He thought he was in with a chance then. Now, it's a very lucky capture. They've only found 15 here in 10 years. So to find one tonight is really extremely lucky.
He's got to rate as one of my snake catching memories that I will retain to the day I die. We could have just gone the other way around the tree and headed off at 5 degrees off. It's night time. We'd have missed it. How many other Bushmasters were out and about that evening? It was like walking into the forest and finding a coin.
Ah, now that's an impressive one. I'll show you something. So these termites. These aren't.
The remote islands of South America are hiding places for some of the Earth's most unique creatures. For reptile hunter and scientist Mark O'Shea, these lost worlds, cut off from the rest of nature, are gateways to adventure and discovery. He's come to take part in a population study of the rare and beautiful golden lancehead. The most venomous snake in the Americas is in danger of dying out. There's only one place where the golden lancehead can be found: Queimada Grande, a tiny island off the coast of Sao Paulo in Brazil. But Mark's journey begins on the mainland.
We are going to install pitfall traps now.
He joins Dr. Marcio Martins, the leading expert on the golden lancehead.
Approximately how many species of snake have been recorded?
They plan to study the island snake together, but tonight they're hunting its mainland cousin, the Brazilian lancehead, in preparation.
Let's go.
All right, I'm with you.
Okay.
Captured Brazilian lanceheads have been implanted with radio transmitters so they can be tracked and studied.
Oh, so that if you find something else, at least you know you found it before. It's coming up with a number on the screen.
All the lancehead species are highly adapted, They can see in the dark by sensing the heat from their prey. On the tricky nighttime hunt, the two experts learn to work together before they face the greater dangers of the island.
There.
That is desperate in there.
Radio tracking is only accurate to a few feet. They're dangerously close, but still can't actually see the snake. Communication is vital.
You are very close to the snake.
This area here?
Yes.
About
Let's try to...
6 square foot.
Maybe here.
Directly between us.
It's not very close.
There. Curled up here. So that's our little friend. Looks very like a North American copperhead. The size of a British adder. She's flicking her tongue. She's very active.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
The mainland hunt has been a success. Now Mark meets up with the rest of Marcio's research group. As they set sail for Queimada Grande, the quest for the golden lancehead begins. The island erupted from the Atlantic 80 million years ago, but the ocean isn't deep here. During the ice ages, a drop in sea level would have allowed crossings from the mainland. No one knows exactly how long the golden lancehead has been stranded here, but it could be millions of years. The small breeding population and unique conditions would have driven the snake's evolution at top speed. If they can make it on shore, they'll find an island infested with highly evolved killers. But even getting onto the island is dangerous, and medical help is 3 hours away, across rough, unpredictable seas.
We're sitting on this cork, bobbing around in the sea, instead of on nice, solid terra firma, because it's not possible to get ashore safely. It doesn't look too bad, but we've taken the little boat out to see if there's a landing spot. You could probably get people on, but it's equipment as well. And even if you get ashore, you've got to get off again. And there is a possibility that this sea now is going to pick up and get rougher. And we could be on the island with all the venomous snakes, and we might not be able to be taken off again.
Even for a local crew, the landing's too dangerous. It's the isolation that makes the island so intriguing to scientists, but this time it's beaten them.
We're going to abort getting onto the island and return to the mainland. 3 pleasurable hours of bobbing around again.
Queimada Grande will have to wait. The team leave the island to the mercy of the Atlantic, for now. Sitting doing nothing is not Mark's style, but a new challenge soon comes up. Mark hears that a brand new species of lancehead has been discovered on the mysterious island of Alcatrazis. He jumps at the chance to catch one. It's easier to land on this island, but it will be a strange visit, even for an experienced reptile hunter like Mark O'Shea. The birds stand guard over a prehistoric island, lost in time. In these lost worlds, one branch of the animal kingdom is completely missing: the mammals.
We've got a lot of ground to cover, so it's best to split up.
With the nearest hospital a 3-hour boat ride away, snakebite expert Dr. Jaime Valencia is an essential member of the team.
The doc's got to have a radio in case one of us gets bitten, and 2 other radios between the 3 of you.
tem algum outro réptil na ilha.
Then we know what we're doing then. We're going to split up and keep in radio contact.
Okay.
Okay? Because obviously I would like to photograph any reptiles or amphibians that are found.
Right.
No one lives on Alcatrazis, and the lighthouse buildings lie in ruins. 60 years ago, the keeper's child was bitten by a snake and died. When the people eventually left, only creatures from prehistory, the birds and reptiles, remained.
Something very primeval about this. Very much a lost world feel. I mean, even the shape of the frigate birds fits in with that. Instead of wings, they had a flap of scaly leather. You could quite easily think that they were pterodactyls. It's just, I don't know, I think it's one of the things, it's a lack of mammals. No mammals, big spiders. This is an avicularia, or boreal bird-eating spider. They're very common throughout the whole of South America. They're also called tarantula spiders. And these aren't what are called true spiders, these are mycomorph spiders, they're more primitive. Instead of, as in the true spiders, the fangs come together like pincers. Mycomorphs, they're parallel, and they're like that. I might be able to show you, actually. He's got two little hooks on the base of each foot with which he grips. Ah, he's a male, look. Swollen pedipalps. The sexual organs. The idea of being bitten by a large spider doesn't appeal to many people. I was bitten by one of these in Brazil 12 years ago and I'm still here. This is Tupinambis lizard, tegu lizard skin. This is the belly. And this is off quite a large animal. As I was going up through the vegetation, I disturbed a number of things that were heavy and shot off down the hill. And the only thing I can think they are, in view of the fact there's no large mammals here, is Tupinambis, the tegu. There are other lizards here. It's worth keeping that. Like cockroaches?
Yeah.
Just as well, the place is alive. Bothrops! Jararaca. Fernando? Get on the radio, tell them I've got a Bothrops.
Mark thinks he's found the new lancehead species, but he can't be sure yet.
Wouldn't you like to bite me?
With no mammals, it feeds on centipedes and lizards.
Rubbish out of his mouth. I'm going to drop him because he's going to hurt himself.
And I don't want him to do that. It's a very silly little snake if you damage yourself.
Mark, I have tubes.
You have tubes? I'm going to put him in the bag.
It's very dangerous the way you handle. This is why you were bitten
No, I'm
so
not.
many times.
No, I never bitten bagging.
It's very dangerous. It's better to use a tube. It's very safe.
Drive him into the tube. All right, we'll do
Yeah.
the next one in the tube then.
Yeah, okay. Very safe.
Yeah, yeah.
Very secure.
Mark records every capture in detail. Even for him, this is a big moment.
It's a lancehead. At the moment, a jararaca, but the feeling is that this is a new species, which is liable to be named after the islands.
The trip to Alcatrazis has been a success. Mark's found a snake from a species so new, it hasn't yet got a name. But now he's heading back to Queimada Grande, where the golden lancehead has evolved to feed on birds. And to kill them, it needs the most powerful venom of any snake in the Americas. It's been days now, and the seas around Queimada Grande are still too rough to land. If Mark O'Shea is going to catch the golden lancehead, there's only one way to reach the island. They set off from Sao Paulo, the industrial heart of Brazil, and the second largest city on the planet. Over 17 million people live here, squeezed into the teeming streets. But now the sprawling city gives way to endless miles of uninhabited rainforest. They leave civilization behind and descend into the lost world. Queimada Grande. Less than half a square mile of near vertical scraps of rainforest, crawling with thousands of the most venomous snakes in the Americas. The beauty of the island is deceptive. Like its neighbors, it has no mammals. The golden lancehead has no predators, only prey. At times like this, the study of snakes is a dangerous science. It's not always safe to treat snake bites in the field, and with no local medical facilities, the team is out on a limb.
Marzio, I never thought we were going to get here. But here we are, Queimada Grande.
At last.
Now, Alcatrazis was an easy-to-reach island with a small population.
Yes, with few snakes.
This is an impossible-to-reach island, or nearly.
With many snakes.
With many snakes, many, highly venomous snakes.
Es muy importante siempre tener.
If anyone is bitten, Dr. Valencia can only give first aid and keep the victim calm until help arrives. The team stays close together. Golden lanceheads are everywhere. On the ground, in the bushes, even overhead in the trees. At the last count, there was a snake every 10 paces.
If there's fruit on the ground, the small birds come to feed on it, which means that the golden lancehead comes to feed on the small birds. So it's usually a good place to find them. Each one of these is, I think, where they've recorded a snake, and I've seen quite a few of them. Marcio!
Yes?
How often do you come to the island?
6 times a year.
The difficulty is seeing your first one. Once you get your eye in, finding the first one should be there. There's a snake, coiled, sitting, waiting. My first golden lancehead. Got it. It's a different colour to everything, but it just looks like a leaf. Whoa, that was very friendly. He wasn't very pleased. He bit the stick. You're a very venomous little fellow, aren't you? Look at him, he's watching me with those pits. Calmer, calmer. Oh, look at that, the venom. Look at the venom on that leaf. You're dripping venom.
The golden lancehead's venom is many times stronger than any of its relatives. If Mark is bitten out here, it could be fatal.
Ele puxou. I've got one for you.
Okay, can you bring it?
Oh, great.
Is this an intersex?
Yes.
You can tell that by eye.
Yes, because it's very large.
Now, why'd you put it like the tube? You can now gather a lot of data from him with absolutely no risk to yourself.
And the head is here,
secure.
and then there is no risk.
Makes counting
The
scales
only
easier.
problem is to handle the snake and the tube at the same time.
It's vibrating his tail on the leaves.
Yeah. It's very safe. And now we can even measure the snake.
Yep.
Existing only on this one tiny island, the golden lancehead is in danger of extinction. Marcio Martin's group has been tagging the snakes to keep track of the population.
01 CA 87002.
Okay.
How many golden lanceheads have you got with these transponders in?
Perhaps 100.
Yes.
About 100.
Their research shows that the golden lancehead population is shrinking, and something strange is going on. Most of the snakes are neither male nor female. They're intersex.
It's both sexes.
Yes.
Now, that's a very unusual phenomena. It's got female genitalia as well.
Yes, but it doesn't have testicles.
So it is effectively a female with rudimentary male sex organs.
Yeah.
So what effect does the mating of a male with an intersex female have? I mean, is that producing normal young, viable young, or does that have a bad effect on the population?
Most of the snakes here, most of the functional females here are intersex.
Really?
We think almost all of them. And they are producing babies very well.
But it's not common?
No, it's
common.
very rare.
Then why is it so common here?
We think that inbreeding may have
In a
caused,
small
yes,
endemic population?
in very small island.
Now the other interesting thing about this snake is the venom. I mean, it is very, very toxic.
Yes, it's 3 times more toxic to mammals than the species.
Yes, and 5 times for birds.
For birds, yes.
Now, the main prey of this is for adults is birds, yeah?
Birds, yes.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I've thought about this, and it makes a lot of sense, because a pit viper strikes its prey, usually a mammal, on the mainland, injects venom, sits back, and waits for the mammal to run away and die a short distance. It then tracks the prey, the scent of its venom. It's not following the scent of the prey. It's been shown that they're following the scent of the venom, because they could be following the wrong rat. Tracks down the dead prey, the scent of the venom. But obviously something feeding on birds, if it bites a bird and the bird flies, you can't follow the scent of the venom through the air.
It has to kill the
Very
bird
fast.
very fast.
Right, so what other data do we need from this snake?
Well, we have a field form with a lot of data to record.
Nós vamos manter aquela temperatura, tá? 27.4.
Mark is in snake heaven. In only 3 hours, they find 15 golden lanceheads.
Yeah, I see him. Okay. Marcio, I'm going to keep you busy with your tube there. Right, I've got one.
Watch him, watch.
Yes. Okay.
All yours.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
You got it?
Okay.
I'll go.
Yes. Okay.
Look at the mouth on that. Look at that. Look in the bushes as well, because they're bamboo climbers. But you don't want to get bitten in the face. Marcio! Yes? I found a big one. But you wait till you find out where. When you record altitude, do you include height from the ground?
Yes.
How about 20 odd foot? I'm going to climb the tree. But it's not as simple as it looks. If you have a close look at that tree, say for instance, there, you'll see the problem. Spikes, big ones. That's a mean tree. That snake may sit there and let me catch it.
Yeah.
It may drop off.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the tree, you guys are going to be down here.
Okay.
So that we get it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Where is his mate? He's on this branch up here.
Yes.
I'm going to get into this one first. Whoa, spikes. Eee. He picked a good place to hide.
We head from that fork.
I want to get rid of some of this. The only thing is, as soon as I touch him, he will plummet earthwards. So I have to make it a good catch. I can reach it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Nice. Venomous snakes up trees are a bit of a speciality of mine.
Okay.
Okay. Hey! Hey!
Up.
Oh, I gave you a snake and you throw it away. Now look out, folks. Machete coming. There. That's our little friend. She's flicking her tongue. She's very active.
Yes, it's very good.
This is an impossible to reach island with many, many highly venomous snakes. Difficulty is seeing your first one. There. Look at the mouth on that. Look at that. My first golden lancehead. Something very primeval about this. Very much a lost world feel. Oh, look at that, the venom. You're dripping venom.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Nice.